All right, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Merrill Blackburn Field at Josh Brown Stadium. I'm Lamar Gafford, hosting for tonight's game. Oh, yeah, I'm hosting tonight's game between Grace Christian and the Benton Tigers out of Bossier Parish in Northwest Louisiana. So far, we are at the top of the first inning, and Benton has jumped out to a 12 to nothing lead here against Grace Christian. Benton coming in here as the number 8 team in Division One non-select and undefeated in that 1-5A district out of Northwest Louisiana, that Shreveport district, and they've been kind of running through everything here so far. And so far in today's game, Benton has kind of been doing some of that as well here. You haven't missed a lot here on this side here, but in today's game so far for Benton, some of the highlights from today's game have been Cole Snell. He hit a grand slam earlier in the game here. He's gone 2 for 2 and has now 5 RBI. Grace Christian right now going to its 4th pitcher of the game here so far. So right now you're getting a chance to see JP Harrell get the chance to see what he can do on the mound here today. The starters here for Benton here so far have been as followed here. Case Jordan at the leadoff, Brody Turnipseed at number 2, Cole Snell at number 3, Hayden Miller at 4, Harrison Miller at 5. Let's see, we also have Bud Burns at number 6, Brandon McCarty at number 7, Tate Underwood at 8, and Cameron Greer at the 9 hole, with Connor Jackson being the catcher but not batting, but will be behind the plate here. Today for Grace, we have Cooper Courtwright at the leadoff, Tyler Accordo at number 2, Brady McDaniel at number 3, Logan Markle at number 4, Talon Epinette at number 5, Braden Wells at 6, Gage Fuller at 7, 8, JP Harrell, and number 9, Easton Marler. And as you can see, great play there by Harold to get a runner out here. But so far, Benton has been able to play another one here. So right now it is 13 to nothing. 2 outs to go. 2 outs already in the top of the first inning here. And, for Grace, at least this game here is kind of a litmus test here going into the playoffs here for them. Just to kind of get some good reps in against a quality team, a team that you might get a chance to see like in the playoffs here. Obviously, one of these Class B 5A games here. It's always a little bit of a tough one, obviously, because of the depth. That's your 5A opponent. And there goes Harrell again. He's going to charge, and he gets the runner out there after throwing it to Markle. So 13 to nothing so far for Benton through the first half of the first inning here as Grace gets ready to come up to bat here. We're going to keep it here. And like I said here, again for Grace, good. This is going to be the start of a busy week for them here. They have obviously today's game against Benton, but they also have a key district home in the home series Tuesday and Thursday against Glamora, where Tuesday's game will be at Glamora and Thursday's game will be back here at the Burn. Good chance here for them to try to get that number 2 seed in Class B, but also to try to get a district championship here as well. They will have a doubleheader at Barb on Friday, and then they will get a chance to play against Saline on Saturday as well. So very, very busy schedule here for Grace as they get ready to try to see if they can get themselves a good position going up here in district play here. Again, for Benton here, this game here, good chance to get a good reps against a good opponent here. Again, number 8 in this Division 1 non-select here, and trying to see if they can make that move up here. They play in that same district as Natchitoches Central and Captain Shreve, C. Bird, my alma mater. And then, of course, you also have some of the other teams like Houghton and Parkway and Evangel as well. So now here comes Grace Christian seeing what they can do here coming up to the plate. You got Cooper Courtwright coming up, and he gets a chance to face against Benton's pitcher here, Tate Underwood. Courtwright is going to try to see if he can get at least a little bit of a ding here into this deficit right now and see if we can get this thing going. He takes strike 1. 0-1 count now. And it's going to be a ball there. So 1-1 now to Courtwright. And the pitch. Courtwright, he'll pop that one back. And now it's going to be a 1-2 count here. Already for those that just missed us here, a 13-0 lead so far for Benton. And Courtwright goes down swinging there. And that'll be it there. So 1 out here now to go in the bottom of the first inning. And it's Tyler Accordo now comes up to the plate. Accordo will get a chance to take his cracks at Underwood. And he hits that one, gets down to shortstop, and that will get to the first base right there for out number 2. So good play there by Case Jordan as he throws it in to Brandon McCarthy for the second out. Now here comes Brady McDaniel coming up. Gorgeous day here from beautiful England Air Park in Alexandria as the wind is blowing in. And so he's going to take ball 1. So 1-0 count now to be back. And the pitch. Outside. So it's 2-0 count now to be back. B-Mac's going to try to see if he can get a little hit here. And that'll be a strike there. So 2-1 count now. And the pitch. Strike there. It's 2-2. Now to Brady McDaniel. And the pitch. McDaniel, he'll foul tip that one. And so he'll stay alive there at 2-2. 2-2 count, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning, Benton leading 13-0 here on Grace Christian. And the pitch. Out inside. So that's going to be 3-2 now to B-Mac. On deck right now is also Logan Markle and McDaniel. He hit that one hard to short, but he'll be able to get that one into first base to end that one there. So kind of like the same play as we just saw here. Good catch there by Jordan to throw it into McCarthy, and that ends the inning here. So right now, through 1 inning of play, Benton 13, Grace Christian 0. This is Lamar Gafford for the Grace Sports and Programming Network. We'll be right back in a few minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here from today's game here from the Burn. This is Lamar Gafford, and tonight's game here again against Benton and Grace Christian. Had a lot of difficulties here in this one here, and as we see, we got ourselves a change here. So one of the changes here is now Garrett Klute coming in now for Case Jordan. And here goes the pitch. Strike right there. So Harold now getting a chance to get things rolling and trying to see if he can fare a little bit better in this one. And now he goes out to a 0-2 count on Klute. 13-0 lead for the Tigers against the Warriors right now. Just outside. So that's going to be 1-2 count there. Harold digs in and now throws the ball. Check swing there by Klute. Klute's going to, the ball gets away by the catcher. And Klute beats the throw there. So he does get charged for a strikeout, but he is landing on first base because of the drop third strike. So Tigers starting off with a runner on first base in the top of the second inning. Got ourselves another lineup change here. Odin Patterson now coming in here for Brody Tonnerseed. Ball's going to be high there, so that's going to be 1-0 count now to Patterson. And the pitch. High again. It's 2-0 count now to Patterson. Patterson already has a runner on first base with Klute getting on after that drop third strike. And Harold checks and see if Klute's going to go. He doesn't show go and throws it in there for a strike. So 2-1 count now to Patterson. And Patterson now getting the chance to finally tell the umpire that he's in the game. Yeah, that is true. And so we now have ourselves a conference here just to see about that. So he didn't get a chance to check in before he stepped into the box. And 3 pitches have already been thrown. So umpire is going to go to their rule book and see what goes on here. And so now our home plate umpire is going to get a chance to talk to Benton head coach Dane Peavy. And yeah, so it looks like everything is going to be okay. So 2-1 count here to Patterson. Owen Patterson. And the pitch. Outside. So now it's 3-1 now to Owen Patterson. Getting this Benton team right now sitting as number 5. As Patterson will walk right there. So now that's going to be runner on first and second, as now we got ourselves another batter here. And so now we got ourselves another substitution. Beckett Moore now coming in here for Cole Snell. Snell, who went 2 for 2 with 5 RBI. He hit a grand slam earlier. And now Moore is going to get a chance to see what he can do. That's going to be a ball. So 1-0 count. So as said about Benton before, Benton right now number 5 in Division 1 non-select here. And Moore fouls that one off, so that's going to be 1-1. Benton right now coming in here with a 25-3-2 record. And they're right behind a lot of heavy hitters here in Division 1 non-select. Behind Barb, Zachary, Dutchtown, and Sam Houston. Moore swings and misses there, so that's 1-2 count now for him. Also in that mix, too, Sulphur's at 6, Hahnville's at 7, West Monroe is at 8, and Walker at 9. So a loaded list here in Division 1 non-select, as it always is. Of course, on the road to Sulphur here. 2-2 count now to Moore. And just outside, so that's going to be now 3-2 count here to Moore. $13-0 so far now for Benton. And that's going to be outside to Moore again. And now that's going to load up the bases. And we have ourselves another sub here. Jake Hutchison. Jake Hutchison now coming in for Hayden Miller. So we got ourselves a lefty-righty matchup here with Hutchison now coming in. Hutchison hits that one. That's going to be foul. So we back to having the bases loaded here. Benton was able to play 13 in the top of the first inning here. So here we go. High, and that's going to be a ball. So 1-1 count now to Jake Hutchison. Benton going deep into their lineup here today. And that's now going to be 2-1. Benton going deep into their lineup today. Able to get some guys some experience, a little extra playing time here going into the playoffs and into the last few games of the regular season. Inside again. So 3-1 count now to Jake Hutchison. And the pitch. Strike. So now full counts to Hutchison. Benton has been kind of on a roll here as of late. The last loss here was on just got hit there, and that'll drive in a run right there. So now 14-0 here for Benton. Now as Garrett Clute comes in here. So now Rodden McCormick now comes in here for Harrison Miller. So pretty much now you got the second team here for Benton looking like all coming in here, as looks like most of the starters, their day will be pretty much done here. So got ourselves a little mound conference here to see what they're going to do here with Harold. But Harold looks like he is still going to take the ball at the bump. 14-0 lead here for Benton right now as they lead Grace Christian. 13 in the first inning, 1 in the second so far. So McCormick now coming in here with the bases loaded. Just got the outside corner there. So 0-1 count now.
front of the mound before he started this one.
Mm-hmm.
Grabbed some dirt, put it on the ball.
Yeah. So I guess we didn't have any rosin, so. There you go. Oh. And I got to hope that umpire's okay, but looks like he's all right. All right, so we got ourselves 14-0 lead here. 1-1 count. Ball's going to be low there, so 2-1 count here. Benton's next upcoming schedule here, they have a road game at Airline against their North Bossier rival, and then they have a home in Natchitoches Central coming up this week to close out their district play. It's going to be high there, so 3-1 count. As I said before, Benton has kind of been on a roll as of late here this season. Only lost 3 games. Their 3 games they've lost to were against Rummel on February the 21st, Cedar Creek on February the 24th, and then against West Monroe on March the 30th. So a pretty good list of games that they really have gone against here. He just fouled that one off. Some of their wins so far this season have included the likes of Churlings Catholic, Rose Pine. They've also beaten Rummel before, and they've also beaten Atlanta, Texas in the UIL. They've also beaten Arkansas High from Arkansas's big region there. And he fouls that one off just barely. So now we got ourselves again full count here for McCormick. And as I said before, they have swept through so far that Shreveport district, beating Parkway, beating Shreve, Hardin, Evangel, and yes, my CE Bird Yellow Jackets. And a good hit by McCormick, and Cordo's going to try to see if he can get that ball in front of him. He does, but unfortunately, a run now comes in here again as Patterson comes in, and it's now 15-0 here for the Warriors. 15-0 here for the Tigers. Mm-hmm. It's on the side right here. There you go. All right, so we got ourselves right now. Looks like Connor Jackson now coming in here.
Lamar, I want to tell you thank you. You're doing such a great job with GSPN.
I appreciate it.
And I know folks are having to tune in to watch this one on a different site for now, just because there's some YouTube issues that we're trying to deal with. And I appreciate that. That is actually my personal website. My personal channel is why it's called For the Perks.
Absolutely.
It's something that's building. I appreciate any subscriptions that you give me.
There you go.
It. But that's just my little shout out. I'm glad I could help get this up live, and they spread the word out nicely to get the word out to everybody where they could watch it if they couldn't be here for the game.
Appreciate it, Chuck. And once again, that's Chuck Perkins there. Here, you can listen to him on TSPN, the Tioga Sports and Programming Network, and he's been doing a lot of great jobs over there too. They started off, actually, I think in November with that playoff game against Rummel, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
And so they've been doing this all their basketball season long, and now they've been doing it for baseball and some softball as well this season.
Had a little bit of soccer, had some playoff games for soccer, and actually was able to do the choir and band's Christmas concerts. So,
all right, so Jackson gets a chance to chop that over there, and that will get to Marco for an out, but another run comes in here as Benton now takes a 16-0 lead against Grace Christian right now. So 1 out in the top of the second inning here. And Chuck, I see this Benton team here. They're a very salty squad.
They are impressive to watch. I did not know coming into this what it was going to look like, but yeah, they're quite oiled and refined.
Yeah, absolutely. Here, as I was kind of rolling through some of the stuff here that they have, and again, they got themselves another batter here. So far this season, number 5 in that big Division 1 non-select bracket here, and that's with the likes of Barb and everything.
Number 9 is batting. I don't know if you have it.
So now we got number 9 here, Lucas Cox, now coming in here for the Tigers. Benton right now 25-3-2 in play here. And you can kind of see why they got that record. Cox hits that one to Courtright. Courtright gets it out to Miracle, and that will be out number 2 there as another run comes in here. So now that makes it 17-0 here for Benton and against Grace Christian here. All right, so now coming in here is number 17, Tate Underwood. He has been the pitcher for tonight's game here. It looks like he's going to be one of the lone starters here. That's probably that's staying in here for at least for right now. I kind of figure they might give him at least a couple of innings of work here and try to see if he can get out of here unscathed.
Fence and netting is much closer to the face here than where I normally do it. So yeah, that was.
And you're kind of getting the gist of that right now.
Yeah, that was a wake up call.
I tell everybody at the same time. I know there's a fence that there's a net, but I still jump every single time.
It's less than 3 feet in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. So 1-1 count now here to Underwood.
I'm going to step away from the mic, Lamar. I appreciate the thing there again.
Thanks, Chuck.
Please subscribe to For the Port.
Absolutely.
If we ever need it again, there it is for you.
There we go. So I appreciate you for jumping on here. 2-1 here now to Underwood. And, this is the type of the game here. This is the time of the game here where, we get some funny stories and anecdotes here. Strike there. It's 2-2 count now. Yeah, just outside. Just dip that corner right there. So 2-2 count here. Harold still hanging in here right now. And Underwood fouled that one off. So 2-2 once again here. 2-2, 2 outs. Top of the second inning. And here comes the pitch from Merrill. Underwood, he'll foul that one off. And hopefully that does not hit anybody's car. All right, so 2-2 count. Underwood will has again runner on third base here. As Harold digs in. Underwood, he'll fly that one to center field, and that'll drop there for a base hit. And looks like right now, Ryan McCormick will come in there. And once again, that'll be another run for Benton as they now take an 18-0 lead here. 13-for-3 now coming in here. So that's going to be Madden Raymond now coming in here for Cannon Greer. Oh, and we got ourselves a courtesy runner as well. So while we try to get the number of that courtesy runner, we do have, again, Madden Raymond now coming in here for the Tigers. Inside there, and there's your courtesy runner right now, Briggs Beebe. He now comes in the second base after the result of that pass ball. So 1-0 count now. Beebe now on second base, and Raymond still at the plate here. Raymond, he'll hit that one here, pass short, and Beebe will stay at third, and Raymond will go on for a single here. There, so runners now on the corners here. And now we got ourselves another batter here. Nathan Sprinkle now coming in here. And Sprinkle will love to see if he can sprinkle in another hit here for the Tigers.
Yeah, they had some nice rain the last couple of days. Speaking of sprinkle,
Yeah, more than a sprinkle up there.
Oh my goodness! I know in my house it was more than a sprinkle too.
Look, I had to call my mom on Saturday, make sure everything's okay. She was good. My buddies are all good too. I was like, man, is it raining over there? He's like, yes. And Sprinkle will now have an 0-1 count here. And then here comes Raymond. Raymond, he'll get to second base easily right there. BB will stay at third. So now Sprinkle now has a runners in scoring position opportunity here.
0-2 is the count.
0-2 count here. And the pitch. Low right there. So 1-2 count now. Pretty busy week here for Grace as we will talk about the schedule here once we switch to the bottom half of the inning. Harold continuing to take his time. Sprinkle will hit that one foul. So we get to do the 1-2 all over again here. 18-0 lead here for Benton.
They've been able to pick up. Oh, there's a shot up the middle.
And Sprinkle, he'll hit that one past second base, and that'll drive in a runner there. So Sprinkle gets in an RBI single. And looks like with that here, that'll be BB now coming in at the plate. Got ourselves another one here. Hudson Lee now coming in here for the Tigers.
They've been able to pick up on the ball well coming out of the
Yes, they have. Yes, they have.
They've been doing really well putting the barrel on the ball.
And look, Benton has really been one of those premier programs in Northwest Louisiana here.
You're going to find yourself in the top 5 of the non-select Division I in the midst of teams like West Monroe and Ruston, Ash, and all that. And you're number 5. I mean, not Ash, but Ash is in select. That's right.
Right.
You're going to find yourself in the number 5 spot. You're a big team.
Absolutely. 1-0 count now to Lee. And again, you do have a pretty salty team right there in that case there. 2-0 count now to Lee. I'm really interested in seeing, how far this team can make it into the postseason here. And that'll be 3-0 count now to Lee. So here we go again. Harold going to try to see if he can continue to pitch here. Runners on the corners here for Lee. That'll be high. And bases are now loaded here. And we got 21 now coming in here. Slade Stevens now coming in here for Beckett Moore. And that's the thing about a 5A program. You have no shortage of names and players. It kind of brings me back to my days when I was at Bird. We had 2,000 people when I was there. And my graduating class was of 426. Took us forever just to get through our graduation, but
I've been to some state fair, or some parish fairs here that didn't have 2,000 people.
Yeah, wow. And a hit there. He hits that one to left field. That'll be a good catch there by I'm guessing Fuller there after that one. So another instance here. 6 runs here for Benton in the top of the second inning here. And Benton now having a 19-0 lead against Grace Christian. This is Lamar Gafford for GSPN. We'll be right back in a few. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we were back here from the burn. Here, getting into the bottom of the second inning here as Logan Markle now comes in here to the plate against Tate Underwood for Benton. Benton now leading 19-0 here. 1-1 count here to Markle. Just nipped the outside corner again. So 1-2 count now to Markle. And here comes the pitch. Underwood outside there. So that's 2-2. Underwood, a hard throwing righty. And another hard throw right there. I would like to see what it is on the radar gun from him. And I might have to, do my research on that one myself. Markle, he'll chop that one right to third base. And he'll get to first. And Markle is thrown out there after all of that there. So good play by the third baseman getting into first base right there. Now Talon Epinet coming in here. That play was by Hudson Lee to get it there to Lucas Cox. Again, we're getting deep into the lineup here for Benton. All right, so now we got Talon Epinet now coming in here. Grace Christian at number 3 right now. And trying to see if they can hold on to that third spot. 2-0 now here for Epinets. And the pitch. Strike. So 2-1 count. As I said before, Grace Christian now at number 3, trying to see if they can hold on to that spot there here. And Epnet gets the first. Cox is able to get that one and run that in by himself unassisted. So 2 outs now. As Braden Wells now comes in here. Grace has themselves a pretty busy schedule coming up here. Like we said, this game against Benton, but then you have tomorrow we go to Glenmore. Glenmore now comes here on Thursday. Doubleheader against Barb on Friday. Saline comes here on Saturday. And then next Monday, you got a game at Simpson. So pretty busy there. Wells will fly that one to right, and we'll see if he's able to come down with it. And yes, he is. So that would be Madden Raymond with that catch there. So that ends it right there. 1-2-3 in the bottom of the second inning here. Benton 19, Grace Christian 0. This is Lamar Gafford for GSPN. We'll be right back in a few. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here from the Burn. Merrill Blackburn Field, Josh Brown Stadium. This is Lamar Gafford here for GSPN. And we are getting ready to get to the top of the third inning here. And we got ourselves another substitution here. Briggs BB now coming in here. So BB now, as he got a chance to courtesy run the last time, now he gets into the lineup permanently here and gets a chance to take his swings here against Harold. Outside there, so 1-0 count now here to BB. BB was able to score a run in the second inning here. Again, this Benton squad up 19-0 against Grace Christian. BB hits that one hard. That'll be to Ricordo. Ricordo will get to Markle, and that'll be out number one in the top of the third there. All right, so we now got ourselves coming in here, Rod McCormick.
We'll try that. He'll end up singing that.
McCormick now coming in here against JP. JP gets a strike there, so 0-1 count now. And so here we go with the pitch. Curry right there, and good catch there by Logan Markle for out number 2 right there. Happy Easter to you too, Chuck, and thank you again to Chuck Perkins for also helping out with the commentary of this during this game as well. You can check him out on All Things Tioga, TSPN, some of their games as well. And now coming in here is another Benton batter here, as I try to see what the number is for him. Looks like I want to assume number. Anyways, he has a 1-1 count here. So it looks like we got ourselves another batter here, Lewis. Jay Lewis. And Lewis, he'll hit that one hard here to left field, and that'll be a foul. There. Jude Lewis is the batter here for Benton. as we try to close this door up here because the wind blowing. Lewis, that'll drop there for a strike, and that'll be a strikeout there for Harold, as that one ends it right there. So 1-2-3 inning here for Benton here is now a 19-0 lead here for Benton as Grace Christian now gets ready to start off the bottom of the third. We'll be back here. Got to pay some bills real quick, and we'll be back in a few moments. This is Lamar Gafford for GSPN. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back here from the Burn, Merrill Blackburn Field at Josh Brown Stadium. This is Lamar Gafford for GSPN. Getting ready to get to the bottom of the third inning here between Grace and Benton. And looks like we got Tate Underwood. He's still in there for the Benton Tigers. And as he tries to finish out tonight here with this one. Grace Christian also has some other players coming in here just to kind of end this one here. A little bit of the scoop here for Tate Underwood. Underwood, a 2029 guy here, so he's just only a freshman here for the Benton Tigers. Already throwing 80, according to Prep Baseball. He's been a pretty solid player as well here, so good shortstop for them. And so he tries to continue here. Fastball, 85.8 miles an hour. So you can see why he's going to be one of the upcoming players here. All right, so now up here for Grace, Gage Fuller now coming in here. And here comes the pitch. Fuller, that'll be inside there. 2-1 count now. As we were just talking about, too, for the next couple of games here for Grace Christian, they have a game at Glamora tomorrow, and then Glamora comes here on Thursday. Fuller will hit that one to right, and that'll be a catch there for out number one. And now J.P. Harold now coming in here. Good catch by Madden Raymond here just for the first out of the bottom of the third inning here. JP will take that one outside. That'll be 1-0 count here. Again, Grace renews its rivalry against Glamora as JP now takes 1-1. So Grace and Glamora, always a fun time when these two teams face against each other. Strike again, so 1-2 count. Always a fun time when Grace and Glamora face against each other, and you get 2 games of this. At Glamora on Tuesday and back at the Burn on Thursday. Inside there, so 2-2 count now to J.P. Harold. And the pitch. Harold hits that one to second base. He tries to hustle there, and he's out there at first. So good play there by Stevens to Cox, and that'll be out number 2. Easton Marler now coming in here for this one. as he sees he can try to get some runs on the board here for the Warriors. Also, the Warriors make that trip to Lake Charles on Friday as they play against Barb in a doubleheader. And Mahler, he'll chop that one to Underwood. Underwood will get that one to Cox. And that'll be it here for the bottom of the third. And also, that'll be it here for the game. Benton with a 19-0 lead here against Grace Christian here, as this one will be over here in this one mercifully here. And you can see why this Benton squad here is going to be a pretty solid team and a pretty solid out once they get down into the playoffs here. Number 5 already in Division 1 non-select here. And of course, you know, you got the teams of likes of Barb and Zachary and Dutchtown and Sam Houston. Let's also not forget about Sulphur, Hahnville, and West Monroe. That's going to be a great bracket to see how that all shakes out here, as it always is here. And then for Grace Christian, you know, just a good learning experience here in this one here as you face against a talented team here from top to bottom here. And, you know, no harm, no foul here. This is going to really help out the Warriors as they continue their run into the playoffs here. And the good thing is, too, you get a lot of power points just for playing up in this game here as well. And then, like the same thing with the Barb game that we're going to get for those 2 games over there. You get a chance to get some good experience, good power points and everything. And it also is going to help out your team going forward. So, again, just great experience in this one here too here. But unfortunately, your Warriors take a loss here in this one, 19-0 against a very good Benton squad here. Again, we have a feeling here this Benton team is going to play and going to move pretty far into this Division 1 series. And of course, with Grace, you got a feeling that they're going to also get a lot better here from this experience here into the season here again. So once again, this is Lamar Gafford for GSPN. Benton 19, Grace Christian 0. We have ourselves our next coming game here against Glamora at Glamora tomorrow. So we'll be live streaming that one, hopefully on that one. And then, of course, on Thursday, we have a game with Glamora as well. Alex Newell will be on the call for that one. Then we have the Barb game. And then, of course, on Saturday, I will be doing here the Saline game as well. So once again, just letting everybody know here, that'll be it for that ball game right here. So Benton 19, Grace Christian 0. This is Lamar Gafford for GSPN. And we are done for this one here tonight here. Have a good one and take care, everybody.